Well, here we are once again. Let's all have a conversation about the concept of the unloaded gun. If all guns are always loaded, or treat all guns as if they are loaded, or always keep guns pointed in a safe direction. Don't point a gun at anything you do not intend to destroy. So if you're on a public range and there's a ceasefire and you think it's time when people are downrange to monkey with your gun and your scope, and the first thing that happens when you receive a physical intervention and you're literally have your gun ripped out of your hand and you're pushed away from it because you have proven yourself to be that much of a public safety threat, that's what happens when you do that. You can't expect the rest of us to understand whether you're competent or not when we're looking down the barrel of your fucking gun. I don't fucking know you. I've got kids, I've got grandkids, I got fucking a wife, ex-wife, I got houses, I've got my own stuff going, and I don't need to be killed by you because you think that you checked your gun and it's unloaded. The fuck's the matter with you? Now this guy just now that had happened to, I'm gonna put up the video so people see what happens. And hey man, press charges for assault. I don't give a fuck. I saved everybody's fucking life downrange just now. And I do it all of the time because, look, I realize I'm an extra on the range episode of your Truman Show. I understand that. I'm really irrelevant. That's why I grab your attention when you come to the range, and I don't answer any questions until you have received a full range briefing from me. Look, think of it like this. In 2022, 3.9 million people parachuted, and there were 20 fucking fatalities. In the same period, there were 0 bungee jumping fatalities. They're lumped together. So, in the same period, there were over 400 preventable range accidents, according to the NSSF. Or shooting accidents, I'm sorry. Preventable shooting accidents. So, look. If you were about to go parachuting and I got a safety briefing for you, I know you're going to listen. If you're about to bungee jump and you don't do it every day, you're going to listen to everything I have to say. If you come on a range and you don't do it all the time, do not let hubris rule what you're doing. I get it. You know, like there's a gunsmith, riflesmith, Daryl Holland up in Oregon. He's got a saying, I don't know if he came up with it, but I heard it from him, and it's, you know, there's 3 things that all American men can do by birthright. They can make love like Casanova, they can drive like a race car driver, and they can shoot like Daniel Boone. And you can't tell us that we can't do that. And I've noticed that when you're a naturalized citizen, and the minute that you finish swearing your oath, there's some kind of lightning bolt that hits you from on high, and it grants you those same 3 things that we can all do. And nobody can tell us that we're not the best at them, and we don't listen. So with these guns, it's the same way. We run into it when we're training people that are new. Men are harder to get going than women. Women are a little bit more intimidated in the beginning, but they're in taking new information and they understand it and they realize that they're not the best at it and they don't have the same hubris. These men who come onto the range with us, it's hubris, it's ego, and it's somehow they think that if we have a range correction or we're telling them that I've allowed you on my range, I need you to shoot my way because I'm here every day and I see what happens when people do it this other way. It's a 18-minute response time for a traumatic injury out here. We know it for a fact. Do you want to wait 18 minutes with a sucking chest wound? Maybe you should listen to me so you don't get one. That's all. Or you don't give one to somebody. And so all I'm doing when I'm out there is I'm trying to make it so that everyone can have a good time and do as much stuff as possible. And we don't have any caliber restrictions. We don't have rapid fire restrictions. We don't have NFA restrictions. We don't have holster restrictions. We don't have fucking weapon transition restrictions. You can run a sling. You can do all of those things. I need you to listen to a range briefing from me where I'm going to tell you all of that. I don't care if you're in the Delta Force back in the day, or you're with Uncle Bob, your favorite Vietnam vet, or you're a pro shooter. You're going to listen to my damn briefing because it's my range. Up is not a safe direction on my range. It's like pointing a gun at everybody in the world. It's not smart. I get it. We point guns up all the time, but we can't do it here. I have people downrange with houses. The guy that lives downrange from us, his name's Russ. He's got a wife and kids and grandkids, and the grandkids play outside, and what we don't need is you shooting them. Because you're not listening, because you think that while you do stuff with your rifle, it should go up in the air over the berm. The berm's there for a reason. To stop bullets so they don't go to the field next door or to Russ's house. And Russ's house is 1,400 meters away, and Russ's house has been hit by bullets. We don't think they're from us, but we don't know, and neither does he. And so we're going to make sure they're not from us. And we've gone to great expense to make sure of this. So I need you to listen to what I need you to listen to. That's it. And if I have to become involved in a bad way, I need you to realize that that's the moment that, number one, I'm not going to be threatened by you. And neither is anybody on the range staff. And I'll tell you right now, our boys over at Lancaster Sheriff's Office, they don't want you to threaten us either. The last time that we had a problem on the range, we had a pipe hitter show up. Like a LSO pipe hitter deputy. The kind like homeboy, if you ever watch this, you can show up at my 911 anytime. And look, I'm only 1/64th gauge, so I'll leave it's not about that. It's literally, he showed up, he understood the situation that second, and he took action that needed to take action and got the dude in handcuffs and let him understand the seriousness. I mean, like, we were just shooting, and this guy had a 44 Magnum on the bench, and he told one of our guys he'll shoot him in the fucking face with it. He's lucky he didn't get shot, or at least a couple of range officer guns in your face. This is kind of serious business. What the hell's the matter with you people? And it's like, oh man, we've had crazy women. There were some in a group, but like, they weren't threatening to kill us. We've had to have the police out to the range a couple times because people got so upset. Listen, if guns are involved, just de-escalate. If you're on somebody else's property or you're in another person's range, just follow their rules. In the business that I'm in the gun business, people think that selling guns is our business. But really, our business is compliance. We have to comply with all kinds of things to even be in business. And so we're used to doing things that maybe we don't want to do or think that isn't relevant to us particularly. Look, if I came on this range 5 years ago, I probably would have been not. I don't know about that. I take that back. Anyway, I get it if you have a lot of experience and you come to the range. Why don't you help us out with your experience and follow our range rules and help other people do it too? Hey? I don't want to have to wear a gun and a bulletproof vest to work on the range because somebody will shoot me on purpose. Right? And I don't want to have to wear a bulletproof vest on the range, and I don't want my staff to have to because it's fucking chaos. All we want to do is work in the gun business, and just because I like guns doesn't mean I need to be shot at work, and just because I'm at work doesn't mean I'm going to allow myself to be shot. If we're working on the range and we're the range safety officer, we're not your customer service agent. We're not your range experience officer, and we're not your range caddy. I'm there. Do you want your lifeguard helping you with your shorts? Or do you want your lifeguard giving you swimming lessons when they're supposed to be the lifeguard? The other people don't. The RSO, like, they're the lifeguard of the range, and I make the example often. And the other thing is that if you're a range officer in America, what you need to understand is that you need to understand and remember this. Hannah Gutierrez Reed is in a jail right now because she didn't do a good job as a range safety person. It's not going to be me. America.